Hello everyone, and welcome to another episode of Spectrum Drama, where we take a look at the hottest posts on Spectrum for the week and give our opinions on them. So before we get started, don't forget that we are still running our giveaway for the Avenger game package. So if you want to be in with a chance to win that, all you need to do is comment on this and every other video in the month of April. Don't forget to append "please give ship" to your comment so that we know that you want to win. Every unique video that you comment on is one more chance to win. So yeah, get commenting and hopefully we'll give that to one of you lucky buggers at the end of the month. And that's it. So let's get started. Okay, so first up we've got a post from Putz, and it says Alpha 3.9 and communication of CIG. So basically this is really kind of how I think we're all feeling at the minute. It's a bit worrying that 3.9, albeit it's only a couple of weeks late, and we are in, you know, the middle of a corona pandemic, and so people are working from home, but no communication about it is just, I think, really unprofessional given how big a company they are and how many backers they have. Yeah, it's mind-boggling that they haven't made any Spectrum post or anything.
Yeah, they could have put a simple word out either on Spectrum or in a video, just say, by the way, because of the problems we've got going on at the moment, the update's going to be 2 weeks late.
Yeah.
Or something like that. Yeah, they could have quite easily done that. They could have also just dropped it onto the PTU so some other people could have got their hands on it, because it's, yeah, can't really talk about either, can't you? But yeah, they could have done that. They've done it before. I don't see why they haven't done it now. Yeah,
it's weird. I don't really get their thinking on this. I mean, they've taken this stance multiple times now, which is like the turtle stance, where they just go inside their shell and hope that, you know, whatever's going on outside isn't too bad. You know,
yeah,
it's not the right way to do it, especially with the backers that they've got, because we're all very, very intently focused on what they're doing. If we were just kind of like, well, I've given them some money and now I'm just going to let them get on with it, that's different. But that is not what they wanted, you know. So it's, yeah, I feel like a little bit they owe us. I don't want to say they owe us, but let's face it, people have backed a lot of money into this game, so you expect a certain level of communication. And yeah, when they just give you nothing, that's when people start to get annoyed, and that's when you see all these posts on Spectrum. So it just, yeah, they need to pull their socks up with this sort of stuff.
Yeah, I mean, this is a common theme with CIG's communication. It's been brought up the last few weeks, I think. We've kind of discussed it. Everyone on Spectrum keeps discussing it. It's just, why don't we get updates? Some people like to, you know, throw around that this is one of the most transparent games in the industry. And I think that used to be true. I don't think it's as true now as it used to be.
No,
but that's just my opinion, and I would like a little bit more of an update on certain things.
Yeah, I think that you're definitely right that they've the way that they handle their business now has changed, because back in the day when this was new and shiny, they were like kids in a sweet shop, and it was exciting and they couldn't wait to tell people. And now this is more like a business, and this is going to sound terrible. People are going to flame me, but it's like EA and all these other big concerns, where all of a sudden they've got this massive investment they have to protect, and it's kind of gone out the window, this whole open and honest development, in favour of hiding certain things that maybe aren't working, assets, keeping the wool over our eyes. That's what it feels like, and I liken that to people like EA and people, and you know, so they're going down a dangerous road, really dangerous. And that leads us on to our next post, which is from Tomato, and it says The Pledge and why I think CIG communication has let backers down. So this follows on pretty much perfectly. The pledge that we originally got from CIG, you know, there was more to it, but essentially they said, you know, that they as the developers intend to treat us with the same respect they would give a publisher, you know, and so essentially you know, they will keep us informed like they would a publisher of a game, because they are taking on money to publish this game. It's a much longer post than that, but that's the long and short of it. And really, we are not we're not getting that from them at all anymore, I don't think.
No, like we were just talking about, it kind of used to be like that in the early days. You get videos about all the concept stuff they were thinking about going with, and yeah, now we get like one video a week that's about 10 minutes long and covers 2 subjects. It barely scratches the surface of the stuff that they're working on, and it does beg the question of why has it gone that way? Is it you know, fear of disappointing the backers, or upsetting them, or what? What got us to this point?
Yeah, and if it is that fear, if it's that fear of upsetting us, too late, because what you're doing is upsetting us. You know, you can't win either way, really, because you are trying to please a mass of people, and we all want different things, albeit all of our goals are aligned, but the end result is different for a lot of people. And I just think that if you've got problems with your development, with the way you develop, how things are being developed, or the fact that you can't provide certain things that you hoped you could, not a problem. But tell us, you know, if there are big issues, we should know. And to be honest, if you were just massively more open and honest, like you were in the beginning, I think that we'd probably we wouldn't have much to talk about, because you would have done it all by now.
Yeah.
So I don't know.
Yeah. I mean, Tomato, he's in our Discord, and we've seen quite a few posts from him over the last couple of months, and he's kind of added a screen grab of the original pledge in the bottom of his post there, and like you said, it literally says, we intend to treat you with the same respect we would give a publisher. Yeah. But, I don't feel like we get that kind of information that a publisher would get. You know, a publisher would ask for constant updates on all project aspects, and we get kind of vague things. Like I say, we get that one video a week where they show us something that's coming. Sometimes we don't. Sometimes they just go over the same thing over and over again.
Yeah.
And I just don't think we get the updates that we used to get, or the updates that we should be getting.
Definitely, we deserve more. All backers deserve more, because we've not just put money into this game, we've put time, because they've had the largest pool of testers I think any game has ever had. It's unreal. The people, the fact that we actually actively go into the game to test it, like knowing that's what we're doing. It's not just to play. You know, so not only have they got that support service from us for free, we're actually paying them for it. And so yeah, come on now, just open your back doors. That sounds terrible, but you know, definitely, Chris Roberts, open your back doors and let us in.
We're coming in.
Okay, so next up we've got a post from John Bradley, and it says, so about those temporarily removed cards from 2 months ago. Now, as with all posts from people who love this game but are also terrified of the people who play this game, there's a 7-line, please don't hate me, please don't hate me. I'm going to say this, I'm going to rub you up the wrong way, please don't hate me. I don't mean it, I love you, please don't hate me.
I love this game. I'm a backer since 2012. I've put loads of money in this game. I love the community, but
there's always a but with some dots. You got to have at least 3 dots. John Bradley, don't worry about it, man. You know, I think at this point,
mind.
Yeah, we're far beyond this whole white knight thing. There's more of us than there are of them. Let's have a fight. No, let's keep it civil in Spectrum, people. But yeah, basically, the long and short of this basically is, they've removed some cards, about, I think it's 14 he's got here, over the past few months, which we've covered on our roadmap roundup. And the idea was that they were going to figure out where they need to go, what they need to do, and put them back in, so temporary. But 2 to 3 months is a long time for temporary. That's almost a patch cycle. So what's going on? Where are they?
Yeah, yeah. I'm not so sure if it's a bad idea that they haven't put them in. I would rather them think about it properly before putting something on a roadmap. This whole concept they had of just throwing a bunch of things on the roadmap and then shifting them around every week, or taking some off, is kind of bullshit, really. I would much prefer them actually think about what they can get out on a patch cycle. So part of me thinks it's a good idea they haven't put any of these back on the roadmap yet. But at the same time, it kind of annoys me because the actual roadmap is looking a little bit bleak at the moment for this year.
Yeah, that's the problem, is that we're again at that situation where we kind of want two different things at the same time. It's like being a fan of anything CIG do is like being schizophrenic, basically, because we want you to have the fullest roadmap that you can have because it looks amazing and it makes us excited. But we also don't want you to fill your roadmap with padding that you know is going to get removed, and then when it gets removed we get annoyed, and when you don't put it back on we get annoyed, and then when you do put it back on we go woohoo, and then 2 weeks later you take it off and we get annoyed. So it's kind of like you're kind of essentially creating these crazy ex-girlfriend situations with all of your backers. You need to sort of like you said, have a good think about the roadmap. Go, can we do that? Is it going to make our roadmap look sparse? Yes. But is it realistic? Yes. Do that then. Don't treat us like kids, because we're grown-ups. We can take it.
Yeah, exactly. But yeah, that brings me to another point of I don't know. You look at the roadmap and you think, why is that on there, and why is salvaging not? Yeah, that sort of kind of dilemma comes up then. Yeah, it's not a great situation for them, and it's not a great situation for us. It's yeah. I mean, we kind of called this at the beginning of the year in our kind of looking ahead for 2020. Yeah, and it seems to kind of be coming true so far.
Yeah, definitely. And I'm calling you out, CIG. If there's any developers who do actually watch our videos, I don't assume you do, but if you do, I'm calling you out, okay? Here's what I want to see. I want to see you guys basically take this roadmap, redo it, so that it's, what you guys can actually put out. And then tell us why things aren't on the roadmap. So if salvaging isn't there, that's fair enough. If salvaging is going to take another year, that's fair enough. But why is it going to take a year? These are the things that you used to tell us, but you don't tell us anymore, and why we get so annoyed. So yeah, there you go. That's the long and short of it. Just give us more information, and we won't keep moaning.
Yeah.
Cool, so last up we've got a post from British Echo, and it says, can we please speed up animations? So he says basically, yes, fair enough, it's cool the first few dozen times that you do all of these animations, but after a while it gets very tedious. I don't get half of the things he's put on this list. Some of the animations that bug me is like when I get out of bed I have to crack my shoulder every single time. You what? What's wrong with my shoulder? Most of the ones he's put on here, they make sense. Elevators take time, ramps take time, doors take time. These things have to open. But what he's saying is maybe these could be sped up a little bit so we don't spend a lot of our time kind of waiting around. I think I've given away my stance on this already, but I'll let you go first before I start ripping this to pieces.
Yeah, I don't really... I mean, they have kind of been doing this. You can see this with the getting out of the bed animation in Olisar at the moment. It used to take about 5 seconds to get out of the bed, but now it's quite a rapid exit out of that thing, and it feels like they're kind of going that way for all of it, which is fine, I guess, but I don't want them to go too short on the animations, because then it wouldn't feel like kind of real. I guess part of the original pitch for this game was the whole, your character gets in and out of the spaceship and you can walk around and do things. But if they cut the animations down so much, it will just feel like you're kind of teleporting into seats, and it just kind of take that realism edge off of it, and I don't want them to go that far.
No, definitely not. It's the thing that we love about this game is the fact that it feels real, and so you kind of get immersed in it. So when you're running around for 2 hours doing stuff, these little tedious things that you're talking about, they are just things that we all do in day-to-day lives. When you open a door, all right, fair enough, my door doesn't go and open all cool like, you know, yours does. So, you know, love it. Love your fancy doors that open, or, you know, using magic. You know, love your shoilet that just pops out of the wall and stuff. Love your turret. This is the message of the day, people, is love these silly little things that you will miss when they're gone. Because like you said, we're going to end up going from Star Citizen to Elite Dangerous, which basically is essentially what you want. British Echo, I'm not trying to be mean, although I think most of what I've said today has been quite mean, but I think maybe you might want to play another game, because there are games that exist that don't have all this waiting around, all these elevators and all that stuff, because they're designed more arcadey. This is not that game. This is designed so that if you want to go from your hab to your ship, it's going to take you 10 minutes, and that's cool because look at all this shit you can look at while you're going. It's amazing. Yeah. So I'm all for it. I'm all for it.
You completely hit on one of the points I was actually going to bring up as well, is that he's complaining about all the animations, you know, get out of the seat, turn on the ship, all this sort of thing. But, you know, for the people that want this to be as close to real life as you can get in a space game, that sort of thing is kind of like real life. You know, you don't magically teleport into your car and it's already powered up and ready to rock. You know, you have to get into the car, secure yourself, and turn the car on. These things take time, and that's what CIG are going for in this game. So, yeah, I really hope they don't listen to this, because I think the kind of speeds they've got on the animations at the moment is good.
Yeah, I agree. Like you said, they've sped things up. The only thing that bugged me really was, like, when we were testing out beds in ships, every single time it would take ages, and then he'd do that silly thing where he like puts his arm above his head and cracks his shoulder, and it just took too long, and they're kind of editing that down now. So, you know, I think we're heading in the right direction where it's quicker, but we definitely do not want to see these things reduced to teleporting mechanics, because that will be shit. Okay, so there you have it, folks. That is all the posts for this week. We hope you liked them. We hope you found them informative or amusing. And if you did like them, then don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe for more Star Citizen content. And don't forget to get commenting for your chance to win the Avenger game package. All you need to do is comment on this and every video in the month of April. Many chances to win. Awesome stuff. Now you'll have to excuse if we've been a bit blunt today. It's very hot. It's a strange time to be recording during the day. There's all sorts of stuff going on. We're kind of thrown off by the corona. It's kind of affected everything. So you'll have to excuse me if I sound a bit harsh with my responses today. But yes, it is a Friday afternoon. What can you ask for? Okay, and that's pretty much it. So thanks everyone very, very much for watching, and hopefully we'll see you on our streams next week. Bye bye.
Bye bye.